want a queer world? A queer world? The title of this video from Shadiversity is called "It's Good Because Animals Do It?" Question mark? And so he's going to argue against, like, homosexuality. Homosexuality. Wow. In Pride Month, nonetheless. I wonder how it's going around here in Shadiversityville. I hope everyone is still gainfully employed around there. I'm sure it is.
Like animals
just fine. What is this? What? Why was it already there? I don't. Well, I didn't really want to watch this part. And character rants. Oh, look at those. Look at those guys. Reminds me of Mega Man every time.
Welcome back to The Watch. And Oz, did you know?
Oh, this is why guys were calling him Monos on the Discord. I say guys. You guys. I don't know if you were guys necessarily, but you guys. Calling this guy Monos? Okay, yeah. I get it.
The animals are gay.
The frogs are. What are they doing to the rest of them?
No. So there is a new documentary coming out on Peacock.
Peacock. Peacocks are the gayest animal, aren't they? For Pride Month, I think peacocks are probably the gayest animal. Is there a gayer one? Hi, I would like to remind you that Shad, this guy here, wrote a rape novel. That's right, he is a rape novelist. Also, glad you got the Monos thing, Jake. That all by. Thank you.
Which, don't know why that sounds appropriate.
There's a gay documentary coming out on Peacock.
There is, right? And it's about homosexuality in the animal kingdom. And I found this just so bafflingly bizarre that they would use this and frame it in such a way to try and say homosexuality, everyone, that's just a normal thing in the animal kingdom. Animals do it, so therefore it's normal for humans to do it.
Yeah. That's not really a framing. It's not really a therefore, right? I don't care. I'll steel man, I guess both our positions. I don't care if animals, if every animal was a flaming heterosexual, I wouldn't care, and I would still support human non-heterosexuality, in whatever way your sexuality permutates, including the homosexuals. You are also permitted in my ethos. I don't give a shit. Why would I care? We were born on paradise, okay? The Garden of Eden. Okay, if you want to be religious for a second, the Garden of Eden exists, and it's the world. Okay? Think of it as a metaphor for the perils of man in pursuing cities and capitalism instead of just fucking vibing on the world. Okay? The real problem with humanity was that we didn't appreciate the vibe. How did we leave the garden? We tamed it and farmed it, and then we built cities on it. But for some reason, we didn't leave the superstition behind, and then men took advantage of the superstition and sort of hoarded all the resources and then started to murder people, and then cult of personality and stuff sort of rose up, and now we have normal human society as we expect it, with like hierarchies and shit, instead of just vibing on the fucking rock. We could be vibing on the space rock. When I tell you this place has quite literally everything we could ever need on account of us co-evolving with it, like it literally, we are built to be here. You know what I mean? Like, not every nook and cranny of the earth is hospitable to us, but I mean, like, there's a lot of it that is obviously accessible to us. We could just fucking vibe. Anyway, you believe in fucking Mormon Jesus, so.
And I was like, what, hang on, are you really using that framing to try and justify a practice that humans do because animals do it? Do they have any idea what animals also do?
Yeah, man. I don't think you could say an animal has ever done a worse thing than what humans do to each other or animals. Humans are by far the most depraved and evil thing that exists, that we know of. It's not even close. we are the worst part of the planet, and it's you guys, right? Like, you're the bad guys. You're not the worst of the bad guys. You're just like the dum-dums up front. But dolphins do rape, though. Yeah, but like that's not the evil intent behind a dolphin's sexual assault is not even close to comparable to the like barest of sexual assault that humans contemplate, because it's just like it's so I don't think dolphins are proven to have the kind of awareness of self and empathy and stuff like that, and then we just disregard it. I mean, it's just our capacity for evil is so obvious, and so it's like humans do bad shit, and we know it's not most humans, right? But it's enough of them, obviously, to be a problem. And so it's like, and not just like sexual assault, because that's just one of the many problems, but like wouldn't we want to have a proactive society that takes care of like people's needs, and then we could like when we have problems, we can just address them as they show up, instead of like being so fucking reactionary all the time? I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud. What if we made the system work for folks? So it was just like less friction, just less friction in society. Do what you want.
Yeah.
They eat their own young.
Yeah. Oh, but gays don't.
No, they don't.
What's the bit, man? What's the joke?
That's dark, man.
So you don't get to believe in gay animals and evolution at the same time.
Yeah, you do. What? Believe in it? Wait, are these two dummies actually like fucking, I don't even know if evolution is real. I need to talk to these two dorks. Please. Hey, Shad. I would love to have a chat with you about this topic sometime on stream.
You don't get to.
Explain that.
Because evolution is traits go.
Yeah.
If they help.
I know. It's gay relationships, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't believe in evolution if every single organism doesn't evolve. You silly geese. So it's just a numbers game. There are billions of humans. We're gonna have some that don't reproduce, and we're gonna have some that aren't heterosexual. We're gonna have some that aren't straight or fucking cis or whatever, man. Like, just live in reality.
Right? It doesn't mean it didn't happen, and but these are like animals that couldn't get a mate of the opposite gender.
So who's going out and molesting all these animals?
And a lot of these animals, right? They also resort to it as the last option.
Wait.
A lot of animals that resort to homosexual attractions are usually because they can't find a mate of the opposite sex.
Huh.
So are you saying that all the gays are incels that just resorted to getting just, I guess, every gay guy just resorted to sucking dicks, man. You guys must be really, really slumming it, Just must suck to be attracted to hot and hunky men. Big, round, hairy men. Is that what you guys like? Hairy fellas with monkey knuckles. You like guys like this, right? Is what you like. Pasty, white, unkempt, sweaty, never just does laundry, too scared to wipe your ass. Fellas like that.
Huh.
And so they're like, I can't put it in anything else, so you'll do.
So if a squirrel can't find a lady squirrel, he'll find a dude squirrel to bust a nut.
In a lot of cases, right? And I mean, you see dogs, they're willing to freaking hump anything. Right?
Yeah.
All right?
So if
You've seen dogs, they're willing to hump anything. They're trying to riff, but it never works. There's no chemistry. Because Shad isn't a funny and interesting fella, and neither is this guy. The thing is, I think this pairing might be the one that we have now, because I don't think either of them have enough self-awareness to understand that it sucks. Because I think Fluffy and Skim Milk, the other hosts, do realize that this sucks.
the beaver can't find a lady
No,
beaver.
because the point is, a lot of these cases of the homosexual sex of the animals aren't entirely because the animals are legitimately gay. There might be some few small instances, right?
Of legitimate gays. We're gay-vestigating like the squirrels. Okay. If anyone thinks that Shad is charismatic and intelligent, I will send you money because I am sure I can write it off as helping the intellectually disadvantaged. Oh.
But sometimes a lot of them is that these animals are super horny and they just need to bust a nut.
Okay. All right. Look, I have to admit something to you, chat. I'm what Shad would consider super horny. Dude butts are not doing it for me. I'm sorry. You're just not cute enough, fellas. That's your fault. It's not mine.
Super horny. So if a bull can't find a heifer, he'll get a buck.
There are cases. Right? Okay, but still, like, we're not going to watch much of this, but just like this is the whole...
Our planet is home to over 11 million species.
That was a jarring cut into watching this.
There's more animals than that. Surely.
Why do they show mushrooms?
Well, mushrooms are evolutionarily related to a lot of things because fungi are neat.
Because when the thing
and also, you know, spores and stuff, they have a reproduction cycle. It's interesting. Maybe they're fucking gay, dude. Maybe there's gay mushrooms.
My corn is so moist that it's actually dripping.
Here's an idea, Shad. Why don't you and Wish.com monos talk to a zoologist about these animal behaviors and record it, then talk about your thoughts on it. Well, they'll just say that it's made up by the atheists, the dirty atheists, like me.
These gay animals going at it is they eat the wrong mushroom in the forest.
You reckon?
I reckon.
You reckon? No. Hey, Australians in chat. These guys are drongos, right? Is that how you say it? Drongo? With an American accent. Drongo?
The paparazzi really are everywhere. Everything you were taught as a kid is wrong.
No. Hang on.
No.
Hang on. Are they trying to say that, like...
Everything you learned as a kid is wrong? Yeah, everything. Definitely you.
Heterosexual, sexual relationships are the norm for many species on Earth. That's not wrong. Just because there are exceptions to the norm doesn't disprove the norm.
Honestly,
it's a sizzle reel, Shad. You have no idea what that clip is in context of. Who fucking knows?
Think they're going to be like, everything you've been told as a kid was wrong. Okay, it's actually gay relationships that produce offspring.
They want to rewire,
Do you think this guy has a relationship that produces offspring?
People, basically. This is an attempt to socially engineer and teach a new doctrine to people.
Yeah, I agree with that, 100%.
Yeah, and this whole thing is just another really bizarre one where I have trouble understanding how they honestly thought the framing of this helped their cause out, because trying to say that homosexuality should be treated and regarded exactly equivalent as heterosexuality, right? Because animals can be gay as well. It's just like, no. Animals will murder. They will eat their own kind. They will eat their own young. No.
You know how many fucking Christian ladies drown their fucking kids because they think they heard demons inside them or some shit? Hello, bro? Humans do some fucked up shit all the time. I don't have to say the disgusting and depraved shit people do with their own young. You can just think of it. You're like, oh yeah, there's all sorts of terrible shit that happen with their own fucking kids all the time. Folks, we don't need to ship the loudly protesting medieval cosplayers. We don't need to ship them.
The fact that humans are able to rise above base animal instinct is what sets us apart of every other animal species on Earth.
Yeah.
Critical thinking.
Shad accused himself of having critical thinking skills. Wow. A bold proclamation. Whoa, I whistled there. Sorry. I didn't realize I was going to whistle. I couldn't do that on purpose if I wanted to. I can't do it. All right, let's keep going.
Understanding moral complexity, okay? Actually comprehending
his soft little hands, doesn't
he? Good and evil.
Look at him. Soft little hands. His knuckles recede into his hand. You know what I think is gay? LARPing in Ren Fair with your same-sex BFS while debating how horny animals are. Too late, McPlatypus. Ooh. Shipped.
Is what sets humans apart. And that's why we can see certain behaviors in the animal kingdom and say, if we were to do it, that would be wrong.
It wouldn't be wrong if the two of you had sex. You can fuck. It's just consensually.
Right? Like infanticide. Is that infanticide?
Infanticide.
Infanticide is wrong. Okay. Yep. And we still be doing it, right?
Infanticide, right? Yeah, that's horrendous and evil.
If I was gay or something.
It's horrendous and evil. Here's an example of a thing that humans do at a much higher rate than animals do. Here's a thing. Human beings kill their own children or otherwise abuse them in much higher rates than any animals do anywhere.
Some animals do. I was watching Clarkson's Farm. You do not know... You don't know Clarkson's Farm?
The only farmer I know is Old MacDonald.
I was this close to slapping you. Shame on you. I was like, I was ready to just go.
Hey.
It's one of the greatest shows on TV at the moment. It's not on TV. It's on
Who's
Amazon.
Well, there you go. It's not even on TV.
It's Jeremy Clarkson.
Oh.
It's freaking amazing.
What's he doing? Punching producers?
He's running a...
I don't care about whatever the fuck is happening here. I don't give a shit or care. Who's Jeremy Clarkson? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? I hope it's a great show. I hope you guys have a great time.
Farm, man.
Punching milk producers?
It's actually, unironically, one of the best shows on being made.
Huh.
It's so good.
He runs a farm.
So good.
And so, on season 3, which I watched recently, he got some pigs, and he makes up a paddock, makes some homes for them, and one of the pigs he actually bought was already pregnant.
Peaks? You get to peach. I'm trying to work on my accent here.
And has some strange babies. And so he comes back,
Hey, infanticide. Hey, Shad, what did God do to the firstborns?
the other day after they're delivered, and one of the babies is missing, except an ear. The mother ate it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was some sort of Van Gogh pig.
No. The mother ate one of its own babies.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Pigs. Yeah, pigs, they're willing to eat pretty much anything.
Damn, why are pigs so selfish and greedy?
So, again, it just...
We're going to get to a workable length of time on this so we can run a mid-roll. We're going to.
This is just bizarre. This just seems like really weird. And now, of course, I don't have an issue with gay people, okay? I have an
don't have an issue with gay people? What?
issue with them trying to...
Who watches this shit? You got 11K views. About... Was it like...
I'm talking about Jake, bitch.
Like 6%? Something like that. Before I watched these two, I didn't realize it was possible to have negative charisma. Oh, yeah.
Go.
Old British man running farm is peak media, but all new media with a woman lead is woke trash. Interesting take, sword boy.
Lifestyles, like I'd say, you must watch,
You're right, Rublum.
the gay sex or you're a bigot or something like that, like they did with that
Or how many years? No. It came out 9 days ago.
movie, the gay rom-com bros, right? They legitimately trying to say straight people, guys, were homophobic for not wanting to watch a movie with explicit gay sex in it. It's like,
What?
you do realize that straight men are not attracted to other men, and so they do not like watching sexual acts of men engaged.
I can watch media where the sexual content isn't for me. You ever seen a movie from someone else's perspective, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, I've watched some Cronenberg stuff. I don't feel like we're on the same page sexually. He seems to be into some stuff that I'm not really into. But I like the movies. They're interesting.
This is not a bizarre concept, right? But they will legitimately try to attack people and say, no, you're homophobic for it. We're living in clown world at this point, okay?
Does Mel Gibson's Payback have sex scenes in it? Shad, I don't like watching any sex, but I can tell you I enjoyed the first few seasons of Game of Thrones. If I can deal, you can. It does have sex in it a lot or something?
In terms
I've never seen it.
of, oh, someone's gay, doesn't mean spit to me. It's a nothing. It's like saying someone has blue eyes or blonde hair, right? That's how
Doth protest too much.
much of a nothing it is to me as to my regard for them as an individual and as a person, and how much I'm willing to be friends with them, associate with them, or anything.
Yeah.
It means nothing to me. Also, I have as much little interest or regard into their sexual practices and their private life.
Yeah, man, that's your hang up. Blue eyes and blonde hair, tell you.
Don't want to know about it. I don't want you to know about my private life. I'm not going to share it with you. I'm not going to go in when I meet people and say, do you know I'm straight and married, and then go into private acts and stuff like or anything like that. Yeah.
We haven't had sex in 4 years. Well, that'll happen, man. So you being embarrassed about sex doesn't mean other people can't talk about it, man. You don't have to be around it. I'm sure a lot of ace people might even feel you a little bit on this. And they're just like, hey, man, you didn't even bring it up. But I hate to be the bearer of the news. We're apes on a rock. And those apes, a lot of them like fucking. It's going to come up. It's gonna come up. The best thing we can do is educate people and make it more comfy for everybody because it's not a taboo subject. So it doesn't breed social anxiety or whatever. Everyone just normalizes it, and you can treat it your own sexuality however you feel right. Like, we gotta work together.
It's so weird that the extremists in the LGBT community, because not all the LGBT community like this.
Would he consider me an LGBTQ plus extremist?
They don't like the extremists that are trying to push it so far and try and push it in front of kids and everything like that. And this documentary is another example of that, where they're trying to push it everywhere, but also make it equivalent to traditional relationships.
Oh, yeah, so you're on like a supremacy thing? Everyone thinks that your marriage is very special, Shad. But not everyone is going to have a traditional relationship. So yeah, no, I mean, and who gives a fuck? Traditional relationships exist. You can write stories about them, and there include stories with them. But who cares? So you know how he wrote a book that is essentially a self-insert book where the main character is like a rapist Nazi, and he tries to get redeemed by doing pretty much the same stuff already? What if I wrote a book with sapphic romances and two bisexuals that love each other, and everything is a heist in a fantasy setting? They're always heisting? Does that sound good? Because that's kind of what's happening. It's kind of what's happening.
Just thinking.
If I was gay or something.
How does Shad know he doesn't like having stuff shoved down his throat as he tried it? That's just you and your D&D. Exactly. It's a book about the D&D.
Obviously, they're going to. This is another thing. Like push it towards the kids, right? Mm-hmm. The cow goes moo. The duck goes quack. The lion says, "Stop it."
That's a better one. That's a clean-ish show.
I can say clean jokes.
Yeah. Like I would encourage you to go that way. I like those ones.
That's fine. Yeah.
And so I just want.
If people like Shad included allies in their definition of the LGBTQ plus community, they wouldn't be able to pretend that we're a shadowy cabal secretly running the world. That is interesting. That's something that's fascinating with allyship, in that, I mean, I'm finding that my advocacy is sort of needed because there's not enough of us. Even though, I mean, I think there are, but I don't think there's enough, out loud, unaffiliated allies. You know what I mean? I feel like most allies are like members or something, but I don't want to be a token. I want to be among the bros. Like all my bros who are cis and het are allies as well, but you know, not all of them like have platforms and shit.
I wanted to point this out and show it. Like maybe shall we try and suffer through a bit more of this?
Yeah.
Gay penguins, bisexual lions.
All right, so like the bisexual lions.
Yeah.
In that
We
case,
got to stop at bisexual lions. Turned them on.
It's because the male lion, is actually straight. He just couldn't get, mate with a normal, female lion.
Gay penguins, which one lays the egg?
None do.
Lesbian penguins, which one wins the fight?
Sex-changing clown.
What?
This is a queer planet.
Sex-changing clownfish.
Look at this. This is a queer planet. That's what they want to. They want to make the world be perceived as queer. They want everything to be gay.
Being queer isn't necessarily being gay, but whatever. It's the world is queer though. Like, I think really what a lot of these trad people are grappling with is the realization that while there's like 33% of the world, or at least Western world, that is like pretty down with the trad stuff, or at least LARPing like they're for the trad stuff and maybe not walking the walk, right? But they talk the talk. Realizing that like you're nerds and that other people just don't want to do that stuff, and you bought, like, there's this dissonance between like you should do that, and then you see other people not doing the thing that you're told that you should do, and it makes you uncomfortable because you've had many times doubts about your sexuality or your marriage or what you should be doing in life. Like, the path doesn't seem like, am I happy? A lot of people find themselves unhappy because they're pursuing things that they're told will make them happy, but they haven't actually decided to ask themselves if that's what they want at all, right? This is like a common story thread, right? What makes me even fucking happy? What do I even want? The answer is whatever makes you happy, right? And a lot of people are happy with, I guess, non-traditional lives, whatever that means to you. I mean, I don't live a traditional life, that's for sure. I'm just not queer, right? I think you got to give it up, man. You just got to give it up. Like, do you think this is like normal behavior, the way that you're acting? Do you think this is traditional? No.
And that's just, I find that odd. It's like, hang on, I'm perfectly happy to be friends with you. Once upon a time, it was acceptance, tolerance, right? Not treating them any different or anything like that, which I think, yeah, that's good, right? But now it's celebration and promotion. It needs to be everywhere.
Yeah.
They want a gay planet. Why? Because they just hate straight white men. They've admitted this. We've done a video previously covering that this crazy streamer said legitimately that she will indoctrinate, if she has a son, she will indoctrinate him to be gay or trans simply because she hates straight white men.
That was a joke the other day. Oh my god, they're so fucking precious. That was a joke.
Because she believes all straight white men are misogynist. That it's insanity, but that's where it comes from.
Yeah, man, you're dumb, and also you are a misogynist, and a lot of straight white men are definitely misogynists. We get taught to be misogynists without realizing it. There's so many things. It's like, and it doesn't even really go away, right? There's like small little things in our society that are just inherently misogynist, and we don't even think about it. There's like so many things. I think it would blow his mind to have that kind of conversation. I think my chat doesn't need me to list a bunch of stuff, probably. I was thinking about the makeup industrial complex the other day, and just how like it's a cycle of telling women that they have to meet certain beauty standards, but also it's like a hobby, and there's community within it, and like, women bond over it and enjoy the hobby, and like, but at the same time it reinforces like this toxic shit, and so it's like intertwined. And also with capitalism, it's fascinating. We're in a pickle.
See, this is the end result of animal husbandry.
You reckon?
I don't know what that word means, but
I get what you're saying, because husbandry, husband, male, animal. You were trying to get a play on words then.
Wow. Thanks for bailing him out.
Your best work.
Yeah. Look,
Can we come locked in next time when we turn the camera on? Can we come locked in a little bit?
I just don't want them putting...
I'm high as fuck. How... Please tell me how to lose all the charisma in the world. I cannot imagine being in a room and sucking the energy out of it. Please, if you're in a room with people around you, talk, share your opinions, make jokes, speak up. Don't do whatever this is. Whatever this force shit is.
Go.
Dial up noises in his fucking brain. Yeah.
Chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay.
Wow, that's
All
the
the
second
lines.
joke.
I hear that was actually true.
It is true.
That the frogs were, their gender was getting changed
Yeah.
because of the chemicals.
Their gender was getting changed? That's not what gay is. Whatever.
What's next? The zebra's gonna be, every color of the rainbow? Huh?
That's
Like that gum brand? That'd be cool.
basically it. This is just one of those weird things that's like, this is not the win that you think it is. Comparing gay people or gay relationships to the animal kingdom is not good, all right? You should not try and justify practices based on what animals do, because animals are animals, right? There's a reason why we consider humans to be a higher life form. And yes, they are. We're
Okay, obviously we are intellectually higher or whatever. We've dominated the planet and it's in our submission. To say that this is a good thing, for who? I think we have an obligation, having evolved on this planet with it, to preserve it and coexist with it in a way that makes responsible sense. Now that we're past surviving on it, I think it would behoove us to take a step back, observe what's going on, and maybe be stewards of the place that we live, and it to us, instead of this combative nature. But I have a feeling that humanity will keep on rolling that fucking ball no matter what I say. So, I guess I just have a better approach to stuff.
animals in a sense of our, certain connection to the animal kingdom. But no, we are higher beings with a higher form of intellect, which puts a greater standard on us in terms of what we do, and trying to justify certain behaviors with the behaviors of animals is bonkers.
Yeah.
You're just actually insulting and denigrating the thing that you're trying to promote. And that's something
I disagree. We're animals, man.
wouldn't do, because, I think there's a lot of, it's funny, there's a lot of gay people that hate what the extremist LGBT community is doing to represent them.
Where are they?
In our comments, actually.
Where are they? He's even saying, like, really?
Well, I don't hear them, and so I'm going to represent the rest of them with...
No. We covered Doctor Who recently about how crazy the LGBT propaganda they're pushing in, and I mentioned in that video that there's a lot of LGBT people that hate this insane push, especially to kill children's content. And I went through, and there was a trans person, and I think 3 to 4 gay people commenting in the comments saying,
Four people? Damn. And your evidence of them was them saying, I'm trans and I don't like trans people. What?
completely agree.
Yeah.
I'm gay and I'm sick of this stuff. They don't.
He wasn't joking. I'm gay and I'm sick of this stuff. Yeah, I mean, X. Put an X in my chat personally.
Represent me, right? There's a lot of LGBT, whatever identifying people
Oh my god.
that can't stand this insanity where it's pushed to the extreme, especially in front of kids.
However, I feel...
In front of kids, being gay and kids being around while you exist is fine. Like, what the fuck? You can be gay and exist. Who gives a shit?
Like, if they identify as LGBT, that's a political term,
Okay, so is being Mormon or straight or whatever, it's political. Cool, dude.
Some don't even want to identify and use the terminology. That's just the term that people...
They can join our
say,
team.
Yeah, I'm gay and doesn't mean a thing.
Yep.
Okay?
I'm gay and it doesn't mean a thing. The reason that people bring it up is because you and people like you vote to take their fucking rights away.
Like, does me being straight, I don't use that as an identifying thing for my personal identity. I consider myself an individual.
That's bullshit. You talk about traditional relationships all the fucking time, dude. Hello?
But look, I will certainly admit, though, that being straight has enabled me to be married to a woman, and together we have been able to create children, and that is one of the greatest, things in my life.
See? He talks about having kids all the time. It's like, cool, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I want to celebrate. Well, that's why we should celebrate traditional relationships, traditional heterosexual relationships, because there is something truly special about that relationship.
You just contradicted yourself. You're so fucking stupid. That's why we should celebrate traditional heterosexual relationships. We already do, bro. Every time someone gets married or has kids or anything, everyone goes and celebrates it. Everyone is already doing this. You're such a fucking baby. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
The people that in that relation, they can create life together.
And in that relation,
That's incredible.
Yeah. But there are actually examples. I'll give them one thing. There is actually a very common life bonding bird species in Australia that they're often gay. Just as often, like it's a bird bonding species forever. Do you know the species of bird?
No.
Cockatoo.
I see what you did there. And on that note, stay on watch.
guys got zingers. I would love to see a live show and take tomatoes and just pass them out at the show. Be a lot of tomatoes thrown in that fucking jester. Anyway, the heterosexuals are strange. I'm one of them, and we're a strange bunch. We're a bunch of weirdos. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We're not normal or okay.